A very good morning to all the present here and A.R. Vanida sir and Dr. Dasmil, CEO Sahilda sir and Principal Sir A.R. Digambar sir and Honorable Guest Dr. Sheetal Sharma ma'am and all the respected dignitaries, faculty members and dear students. I am Engineer Kashmiri Deori, currently working as an Assistant Professor of Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning. A very warm welcome to all the participants and honorable guests. Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning is affiliated to Assam Science and Technology University. The college offers courses related to B.Arch, BSc in Interior Design, and M.Plan. Students wanting to pursue B.Arch should have 10 plus 2 PCM and clear the NATA exam or JEC paper 2, JEE paper 2. For BSc Interior Design should have 10 plus 2. For M.Planning, graduate in Architecture, Civil Engineering and postgraduate in Geography, Economics and Sociology. Okay, before starting the webinar, I would like to show you the video of Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning.
Welcome to Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning, Sri Horbeswar Das Knowledge Campus. Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning is the first architecture college of Northeast India, established on 26 January 2006. The Trust, Dona Foundation. Dona Foundation Trust was established on 13 September 2005 by Architect and Managing Director Shri Abani Das, Trustee and Educationalist Srimati Daksha Das. Northeast states had no degree course for architecture and students had to travel far and wide for becoming architect and designer. Dona Foundation took it up themselves to start a college of architecture to fulfill the dreams of those students. Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning campus is also known as Sri Horbeswar Das Knowledge Campus, promoted by Dona Foundation. Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning, also known as GCAP, is approved by Council of Architecture, COA, New Delhi, Higher Technical Education, Government of Assam, and Indian Institute of Town Planning, ITPI, New Delhi. GCAP follows UGC guidelines. It is affiliated to Assam Science and Technology University, Assam. The college was inaugurated by late Torun Gogoi, former Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, on 26 January 2006. GCAP offers a 5 years bachelor degree in architecture, 3 years bachelor degree in interior design, and 2 years master degree in urban and regional planning. The college has evolved over the years, and 10 batches of architecture, 4 batches of urban planning students, and 4 batches of interior design students have passed out with a 100% placement track record. Our new permanent campus at Azara was inaugurated by Chief Guest Shri Harbananda Sonowal, former Chief Minister of Assam, on 28 February 2015. Guest of Honor Professor Uday C. Gadkari, Honorable former President, Council of Architecture, COA, New Delhi. This is our main block. The interior spaces of Guwahati College of Architecture, front desk, reception, our studio, lecture hall, faculty room, conference room. This is the multipurpose room, computer lab, the tutorial room, images showing the material lab, wooden and metal workshop room. We have a library which accommodates total books of 2,693, including dissertations 392, newspapers of 3 different types, e-books and dissertation software. Eminent personalities who have visited GCAP: Architect V.V. Doshi, Architect Nilkant Chaya, Architect Sonke Hoff SAPT Ahmedabad during students' exhibition on Majuli Hotra. Shri Pradut Bordoloi, former Minister, Government of Assam. Shri Dhananjay Deg, structural engineer, new age architectural engineer, architect Dheeraj Chalhotra, principal, Thakur College of Architecture and Planning, Mumbai. This is an image which shows ITPI, Institute of Town Planners, New Delhi's visit to GCAP. Now we will show about our few images and works of our students' participation, which is in and inside our college. A visit of our student to the hospital for the case study, documentation trip to Coach Bihar, SAP Ahmedabad visit, and also workshop at Laurie Baker. It shows first Indo-Malaysian Green Building Workshop 2016 done by Department of Architecture, Faculty of Built Environment, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Design Development Workshop 2017 by School of Planning and Architecture, MITPI University. These are the few images of the guest lectures on our college by architect Rana Mahanta, who is the project director at Creative House Contracting Dubai. Then by architect Uday Ranjan Goswami, head design at Edifice Consultants Private Limited, Mumbai. Architect Partharjit Sharma, Savenging scholar, author, award-winning innovator, entrepreneur. This image shows a workshop on hand sketching in architecture and urban planning by architect Takam Haming. This is the final outcome of workshop named Understanding the City, handwork by M.Plan first semester students. We also organized an online workshop, and it was first organized by www.geodesignhub.com on Deepor Bill Geodesign on 27 March 2018. We have an annual fest every year in our college by the name Exurbia, and these are the few images of our students performing and participating in it. Now coming to the students' classworks, we believe in holistic development of students, and these are the few works of our students which clearly shows their learning, their way of thinking in the topics like design, unity, expression, and even on hands-on learning. Our students always go for doing model making in every architectural design project, also in graphics, which gives them a clear perspective of the work they have done. Our students at Guwahati College of Architecture and Planning is not only active in academics, but beyond academics, our students have proven themselves at best. And these are a few images which shows the same, like they shows their full potential and energy for celebrating different functions in the college, either it be student union voting system, either it be Teachers' Day celebration, either it be World Environment Day. Students performing Saraswati Puja in the college, and also donation given to Snehalaya Orphanage during our Republic Day celebration at the college. Our college students also has a NSS team, which is National Service Scheme activities, and here our students show active participation for any kind of activities during the needful time, and this slide shows the same. And here are images of a few marks made by our students by themselves, and these marks during the time of pandemic was distributed freely to the needy. We also have an annual magazine which is known as GCAP Voice, and this slide shows the cover page of the magazine. We do it for every year on the name of GCAP Voice. So this was a small glimpse of our college in this little presentation, but our journey doesn't stop here, because it's always about the journey and never about the destination, and we at GCAP believe in the same, and we will continue to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was really nice to see the progress of college. I'm very happy to join your college today.
Thank you so much.
So,
Dr. Sheetal, thank you so much. You're most welcome to our college.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Dear attendees, it is our honor to have the renowned speaker today among us, that is Dr. Sheetal Sharma, ma'am. Ma'am, please allow me to give a short introduction of yours. Dr. Sheetal Sharma, ma'am, is the Dean and Professor in Architecture Department, BIT Bhopal University in India. She is doctorate in Urban Environment and M.Plan from Faculty of Architecture and Planning, MITPI Bhopal, and possesses bachelor degree with a university gold medal from Amaravati University in Maharashtra. She has been awarded 6 gold medals in various fields, won Best Teacher Award, has been a session chair in many international conferences, received many international best popular award in Paris, Singapore, Dubai, Edinburgh, etc. She is advisory board member in Design Plus Theory Journal and in editorial board of many reputed journals like Journal of Water and Climate Changes, International Journal of Geography and Regional Planning, etc. She is fellow member of Indian Institution of Architecture, Institution of Values and National Institution of Hydrology, along the executive member of Bhopal chapter of AIIA. And she also represents Council of Architecture for Inspections of Institutions and is life member of COA. Ma'am has professional experience of 22 years in architectural consultancy, interior, structure, and designing as a proprietor and partner in architectural firm. She has designed, execute, build, development, and also did interior work for more than 100 sites in Bhopal and MP. She also possesses academic experiences of 12 years in teaching of many SPA, EPCO, and principal of LMIAH University, Bhopal. Now, I would like to request our speaker, Dr. Sheetal Sharma, ma'am, to share her valuable thoughts with us. Also, I would like to providing a link in the chat box so that everyone can fill up their details and also share your queries and thoughts in the chat box for smooth discussion in the interactive session with our guest of honor. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for this introduction. And first of all, I extend my thanks to GCAP, College of Architecture, the respected management of this college, those who are supporting from the background, and I can see the progress of the college is wonderful within this such a short span. And obviously, it is the hard work of the faculty, students with a good guidance and a capable guidance of Abani sir. And I am sure that all those who are organizing this conference. Parangam sir, thanks to you also for coordinating and giving me up to the updates regarding this conference, and also allowing me to speak here. I was told that there are different types of public here, maybe students, architects, maybe scholars. So the presentation is a very common presentation regarding what are the challenges in the smart city, and what basically this smart city was dreamed by the government, what actually it is happening, what is the role of an architect. I'm just trying to give an insight about what is your role in this smart city. Maybe if you're a planner or if you're an architect, you will be having some role. So in this presentation, wherever you like, you can ask me questions, but I've made this very simple so that I can give you just inputs about the presentation and the things. So we'll be starting with very basic things. If you feel that something is boring, you can let me know. Some of the stories I've taken from the success stories, that is the Government of India report for smart cities, what government is trending and what is on the fact. It is just a glimpse of what is fact and what is government saying about the success story of smart city, and whether India needs smart cities, or whether India needs smart buildings, or whether India needs an intelligent city or an intelligent house. So this is how I'm going to start. Basically, first, the objective of the government is to make sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core infrastructure and gives a decent quality of life. This is the motto of your smart city mission. This is taken from the website. Then adequate water supply, electricity supply, sanitation, solid waste, efficient urban mobility, and public transport. These are the major things. Along with robust IT connectivity is a very important thing which is being added to this smart city, which is called as the digitization of the city. So I call it as the digital city or the digital building. And lastly, there are some things which I have not colored in the red is sustainable environment, e-governance, security of citizens, particularly of women, children. This I have not colored because in my presentation, I will be giving another aspects for this. So what is a smart building? When I say that it is a smart building, just imagine what is a smart building for you. I think everyone will agree the lighting, security systems, heating, ventilation, automatic geysers, automatic air conditioners, automatic gadgets working in your house, fire safety, 24/7 monitoring of your house, HVACs, energy management, etc., etc. So this is all together making the definition of a smart building. Here I would like to tell you one thing, that there is a village in near Shirdi in Maharashtra which doesn't have doors. And it was said that that village never needed doors because there was no theft, there was no robbery, there was no such anything happening. So if we compare this village with today's home, even if you are in the home, you are not safe. This is how we start the definition of a smart building, that you are safe in your house. Sometimes you are not safe in your house. Why these things are going on? Obviously, you will tell, ma'am, it is a population pressure, unemployment. And these are the basic things in India, which we are worried about. First is the population pressure and other one is in unemployment. Then comes your salary, then comes your education, then comes the environment is where something last. We rarely talk about the environments. So this is how either we need the smart city or an intelligent city. I think we had a city planning subject in which we can see Kautilya was making this city planning decisions in far before historical things in Gupta period, and he had some laid down rules for these things. The same, if we take into the modern form, I think can be applicable here. We wanted to have this kind of smart cities, but at present we are having this kind of smart cities. The challenge itself is a very different challenge. If we compare ourselves with another world like UK, US, Germany, the basic problem has to be configured differently. What to do? So first, let us see a very basic definition, which I've taken it from the net. It is up to you whether you agree with it or not. A person who is intelligent can learn new things very effectively and very fast. I hope you all agree. So if you all agree, and if you are allowed to do the annotations, you can raise your hands or you can clap your hands. A person who is intelligent can learn new things effectively and very fast. This is an intelligent person. But who is smart? Someone who is smart is being introduced as a person who uses his available intelligence very smartly. Not that he has very much intelligence IQ, but whatever intelligence he is having, he uses effectively so that he gets the best results out of the available intelligence. So here we start a controversy. So smart city, we are targeting industry, security, retail, healthcare, energy things. And one thing which really helped in this smart city application is obviously in the COVID times, we had this online ordering facility available. So online ordering was something we were very much at ease. We did not have to go outside. That is very commendable. We are at the same platform as other countries are, said now we can have the things at our home. Even this hospitality and other things are now available at our fingertips. This is a commendable progress from digital point of view. Then what is the intelligent city? Now let us see. When we say we want a traffic system very fast and very efficient, we are struggling with flyovers, metros, maybe BRTS system, and everything is being introduced in every city. I just want to give you the glimpses that these new terms were brought from somewhere. The idea was generated, the government formed a policy, and finally BRTS system was taken out. But everything is not countable from some parameters. Here I would like to give you one very basic thing, that your smartness is nowadays calculated. Here I am very much sure that you will agree me whether the smartness can be calculated on a calculator or it can be felt. So here is the question which I would like to answer, you people to answer later on, whether your smartness can be calculated, compared, or just felt by the others. So this is how we start. But yes, competition is there for smart cities. In India also, we are having so many smart cities. The competition is going on. I have this figure that in 2015 to 17, the smartness meter ranked Vienna with an 74 score. So they got 74 score. London got 73 and St. Albert got 72 marks. How do they got these marks? This marks was given to them on the basis of budget, buildings, energy, mobility, education, health, government, etc., etc. Here, very, very, very rarely we can see one word which is known as the environment. That is, energy and environment is written on the right hand corner, and this is one of the parameters. But the other parameters are that stakeholders, policy, government, infrastructure, which we will think that whether they lead you to the smartness or they can give you a quantifiable thing that yes, this city is very good because it is having all these things. So let us see what happens exactly in such things. So developed countries, what do they have? They have everything. So I don't have to read all this, but they have this network cables, fiber optic cables, they have sensors, IoT, artificial intelligence, phasor measurement units, rainwater harvesting, everything is there, all settled, all up to the mark, and now they just have to live with these standards. For them, they are paying, and they are paying good. The living cost, that's why is very high in these developed countries. Our homes or our country is in a developing stage, so we are having some parts of it with the comparison of these levels, but some parts we are lacking behind. This is a very important chart which I would request everyone to see the colors when I mention them. So first of all, it is the red color. Anyone who can tell me what is this red color showing? Are you able to unmute yourself or? So this is the appliances which are increasing from 2017 till 2022. The appliances have increased manifold. Then comes your comfort. I have done this comfort into a purple color. Just see the percentage of your comfort, and then just see the percentage of the security levels increasing in your city, how much security level is increasing in your city. And then you see what is the budget. Okay, then I will take you another part. The budget of the Indian smart home market is expected to be around 6 billion by 2022, and for globally it is 53.4 billion by 2022. Here nobody must have noticed one orange color which I have shown is the energy management is not even noticeable in this total chart. In this 6 years of increase, you can see the appliances have increased more than 200%. The comfort is still less. The security and control and connectivity is still a big question, and the energy management is a very small figure when we speak about all these things. So this is how the things are being going on here, and here I would like to say that we are somewhere not able to do the things. Then what is being done on a large scale? Let us see what is being done on a large scale. The below picture shows you the biomass energy, nuclear energy, carbon energy, green vehicles, etc., etc. Now there is electric vehicle, geothermal energy, etc. But what is being done on a large scale is we are bringing the Sheetal tunnel, which is a very giant tunnel, the Zindo bridge in South Korea. It is again a very massive structure. The Toronto subway extensive project in Toronto, the massive subway extension project, and the Ottawa combined sewage storage tunnel. These all are having more sensors, more RFID product tracking, and more of all the cities, all the things which generally the environmental features are not allowing us to do. So we are targeting for smart housing. As many appliances is in your house, you are more smart. More artificial intelligence, more IoT, more industries, more production, your city is smart. More GPS, more GIS, more pipelines, more electricity, more sewage providers, more water lines. You have a very smart mobility and you get a very good marks. and your city will be ranked maybe first or second or third. But the difference is in the population to be served and the resources available for every city. Maybe my city is not having the resources which your city wants to, and maybe my city is having more resources than other city. So here comes the question, why I am being quantified when the resources are not available with us. This is what I want to ask, that when, if the resources are same, you compare us. But since the resources are not same, we are not having coal, we are not having electricity, we are not having hydropower. So we must have another scale to be judged and another scale to be quantified. So here I would like to mention that everything is now technology driven. But I would like to mention here again one thing, that Albert Einstein once told, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interactions and the world will have a generation of idiots. Somewhere I feel that Albert sir was speaking something right about this intelligent, smart, and third what I'm adding here from my side, that is the idiots. Really, if we don't judge what the resources we are having in our hands and we just go on doing the technological things, we may be termed as idiots in the near future by the coming generation. That this generation of maybe before COVID, after COVID was full of idiots because they didn't save any resources for us. How? That I'm going to answer. Because this modern civilization nowadays wants everything to be technology and everything to be science. First, my ancestors, they were having humanity and tradition as the basis of the foundations of this civilization. But now, until unless there is science, there is no civilization. Until unless there is technology, there is no civilization. So we are having smart and intelligent houses, but the development goal says, since you are students of architecture and planning, you must be knowing the sustainable development goals. Since we are having these development goals which ask us to reduce, recycle, and reuse. First of all, if we just practice this 3R, I think we will be #1 in the whole world. Here is the chance for us to come #1 in the whole world, not by just producing appliances in the house for everything which we don't even use. I myself, I have not used my toaster for last 6 months, but the toaster is there in my house. Instead, I am using the sandwich maker nowadays. But I want that toaster in my house, that somewhere one day I will need. This way, every appliances in my house, obviously your homes are having all these appliances. But here I would like to mention, and I would like to remind you that you are architects, you are engineers, you are researchers, you are academics, and you are the citizen of your city and the India, your country. So why we are having this thing in our mind that we should also adopt these things? Basis is, for the first, second, third, fourth year, you are being taught of the orientation of the site, the case studies, the climatic study, the passive cooling things. We are doing all these studies for at least 5 years, and then we are taught about the building material, the open spaces, everything. But since we are practicing, we have many limitations. As soon as the site comes to us, we give priority to these appliances. If we are not able to put a window in our design, we will close it and we will say, okay, we will put AC and we will put the LED lights in this room. So the less maintenance priority is now making architects also to choose such appliances which are harmful for your environment and for your energy resources. And many times it get unnoticed also. Unnoticing, and maybe you are aware, but you are not able to do anything. You just go for the appliances and technology based architecture solution. So here, this is a thing which I call this as the purchased comfort in your locality. If you are in a multiplex, or if you are in a developed colony or an apartment, you are having a very, very nice flat in which you are enjoying this cricket match or a football match, but you don't know that you have purchased this comfort by selling some part of environment, some part of your money, some part of economy, and some part of the resources which are available in your city. That is the AC, water supply, sewage disposal, everything which is fitted in your house for your comfort is purchased, a forced comfort, because every building is having such a massive structure in the basement or somewhere called as the mechanical floor, which is providing you all this. The gas is coming to your house, the water is coming to your house, everything is a purchased comfort. But architects, engineers are requested to plan according with all the comforts and devices, but many times substandard products are also used. If the budget is less, the owner will say, I cannot afford this, you will go to Delhi or other state where the B category product or C category product is available, and just you bring it and put it. But what happens to these B and C category products? They need maintenance, they need replacement, maybe in 2 years, 3 years. What will happen to this replacement? Let us see. What is harm in all doing this? So I have done a case study. Whenever you see that I'm boring you, just let me know. But here now starts one comparison, a very live example of case study of Bhopal and the case study of the similar project in a developed country. So if we are having this in mind that this is a project which is going to be smart, we should remember that everything which is coming in my project in Bhopal will be from the water, forest, rocks, minerals, soils, animals, etc. So this is the environment which is going to give me the smart solutions. My building will be smart, my city will be smart, but there will be something different. So this is one of my projects in Dubai, and this is the smart area in Bhopal. See carefully this total images, because this apartment which is having 32 stories, and this Bhopal smart city area which is in 15 acres of land is having almost same built up area. The built up area in Dubai for this multiplex and the built up area in Bhopal for this horizontal development is same. So just remember, one is vertical and one is horizontal. So here I want you to start your imagination what will happen when as soon as I progress in the another slides. The total cost for this building was 140 billion. The total initial cost in Bhopal was 500 million, but it has already closed. I think 870 billion has been already spent, and the time span is, as per government, it was 6 years, but already 10 years have passed. This building got completed in 2.5 years in Dubai. So time, money, resources. Here we start the comparison now. So when I compared the green cover, this is the green cover before the construction was started, and this is the green cover today. I think more than 400 trees were cut, they were burnt, and the green cover was reduced. You can see the outer areas are having more green cover than the area which is known as the smart city area. This is what is happening. First of all, this is how much green before the development, and after the development you can see how the things are being done. So this smart city in Bhopal is also having all the things, whatever you say, it is having LPG, building management system, medical gas, sensing or activating devices, thermostats, everything is there, pneumatic tubing, isolators, whatever is the engineering name, these things are having here. But when I calculated my building in Dubai and the Bhopal, which is horizontal, the building was vertical, the length of pipe for one service, that is the electrical service, here I will mention that electrical service of this construction, only electrical service, the length of the pipe was 47.662 kilometers for one service. Wherever you are sitting, see above, there is light, there is fan, there is one or more 2 wires going on. There are and if you are a 4th year student, you must be knowing the working drawing, plumbing, electrical drawings, flooring drawings, so many drawings you make, and there are so many services in a building nowadays. Internet ka service, HVAC ka service, fire ka service, electricity service, and many other services. So if one service is costing you 47 kilometers of pipe, just imagine, multiply with the number of services and the horizontal 15-acre land of Bhopal. Then comes another important things, number of sensors and electric devices. Who is not slept yet, and I would like you to remember this figure, because I will be asking you after some time that what was this figure. If you are able to unmute yourself, you can tell me what is this number. Are you able to unmute yourself? No? Shall I tell?
Ma'am, 23,82,225.
Yes. So just remember, thank you those who are answering me. So this is 23,82,225 number of sensors and fixtures fit in this total construction. I am talking about sensors. Here in red I have written that this needs 1000 years to decompose. Okay, and time needed to decompose batteries is 100 years. The tin foil never biodegrades. My life maybe is maximum 100 years. My building, the building which I am making as per the government rules, my building will be having a life of 100 years. After that, it is a scrap. So this 23 lakhs of devices will be in the scrap after 100 years. Then comes the construction. Engineering students, if you are here, the building is constructed with steel, concrete, and one is unknown material in the purple color. So just move your eyes, you will see one purple color in the legend. Okay, so I don't know whether you know this unknown material. Anyone who knows unknown material which are used in the building apart from steel, concrete? Let us be interactive so that you can tell me some answers. What should be this unknown material which is in purple color? It is very small, maybe 10% only. Any idea?
Admixtures.
And yes, you are right. Or koi?
Ma'am, is it plastic?
Plastic, yes, right. What is the building made up of? Cement, concrete, and then what? What is there behind me? Yes, right. So here starts the question mark. When you're going through this B.Arch course, you are studying structure, maybe till 4th year or 3rd year. And we know that a building is made up of bricks, concrete, and steel. But nowadays, the building is made up of these unknown materials, which consist of steel, aluminum, many times the silver, gold, gypsum, polycarbonate, stone, wool, PVC, glass, whatever you say, sensors, whatever you say, these unknown materials are there in your house, though the percentage is very small. So the structural materials are 70 to 90%, and they follow the IS codes. I'm not going into the detail, but for steel, for cement, for bricks, there is some IS code. You have to do this. Workmanship, maybe workmanship is mentioned in the SORs, but okay, not assured, but at least the IS codes are there. And failure is due to the earthquake or dislocating. But when we come to this PVC, plastic, gypsum, foam, thermocol, which we are using as 30 to 45%, I think they don't follow or may follow the ECBC rules or maybe the IGBC rules. What should be their fire capacity? What should be the resistance to fire? And mainly these things are failed due to the fire, overheating, or over compressing. So this is the basic thing here. We start with this thing. Then the new slogan, what about happened to that new slogan? Are we reducing? Sorry, we are not reducing. We are in fact increasing. This is the Silicon Valley, which says that there are 25 different materials attached to the laptops which you are using right now, like me, your mobile. So there are 25 different types of materials which are fitted in the gadgets, and it is very difficult to separate them because we are not able to separate all the things, and that's why that is a question. This is the Fresno facility in which they are trying to remove at least 5 to 6 metals from this scrap of e-waste, and it says that they can only remove 5 to 10%. The total things we can reuse is only 25 to 30%. So these unknown materials are nowadays termed as the e-waste. There is a cartoon below which says that he is saying to his friend, we have technology, but we have this scrap also with us. So 20 to 50 million metric tons of e-waste is disposed. Cell phones and other electronic items contains high amount of precious metals like gold or silver. Here, I would like to request everyone to plan a trip to America, because Americans dump phones containing about 60 million gold or silver every year. So I would like to have a startup with the students, those who are interested with these American companies, those who are dumping the phones having 60 millions of gold and silver every year. This can be a good startup for us, and we can earn a good thing from this scrap of mobile phones. And as per the records, only 12% of the e-waste is currently recycled in the developed countries. We are still developing. Then comes, what is the harm, ma'am? Okay, we can use this, okay, but the Internet of Things is having 50 billion smart things as proposed by last year 2020, and in 2021 they have proposed 1 trillion sensors to be made. These sensors are made in some factory. So that factory needs some 2 billion computers. For 2 billion computers, they need 48 lbs of chemicals, 1.5 ton of water, 530 lbs of fossil fuel. So this much of thing is being used in that factory somewhere in that place. And after that, you are getting these computers and other gadgets. So you are responsible for the laptop, which was made in some factory, which used so much of fossil fuels and which used so much of water for making this laptop and making this mobile. So we are the users, and users, we are responsible. So let's see facts and figures. This is in Hindi, but I would like to tell you, this is the figures in Bhopal. The estimated work was to be completed by 2020, but at present only 15% of the total work has been completed. The project was having 2.034.6 crores of budget, but already it has passed more than, you can see on the left side, 27 crores for the traffic management, 55 crores for solid waste, 9 crores for smart park. And I have not put the smart park picture here, but once you see the smart park in Bhopal, you will just laugh that it is worth of 9 crores, 50 crores for multi-level parking. I will show you the picture of this multi-level parking, and then you just judge yourself. The picture which was shown to the government when the smart city people gave this presentation. So the proposed presentation said that the Boulevard Street will be like this. The presentation was given in 2015, and after development, this is the real pic taken by me in the last week. You can see the trees. What type of trees are shown in the picture, and what type of trees are there on the actual site? Anyone who can just help me out? Architecture students must be knowing the foliage of the trees. So the foliage of the trees was having shadow on the road when the proposal was given to the government. And can you see any shadow on the road when in the real pic? So guys,
No, ma'am.
no. So this is, they have purchased this ready-made palms for this smart road. The palms were not grown here. They were ready-made brought and put on the site, and within 2 days, the whole palm trees was being made there. This is how the real development is going on. Then there was a cycle track, which was proposed that the people will be doing cycle thing. On the right hand side, this is the success story of Bhopal cycle track, that 250 users are using these cycles, and 15%, 70% people are using cycle. But the reality in the newspaper on 3rd October only, that is few days before only, the reality says that 20 kilometers of the cycle track was made by 4.8 crores of investment. 1.4 crore was only used for the red paint on the track, and for washing this track daily morning so that it can be seen red, 70 lakh rupees of budget is there for washing this track. And now it needs a maintenance of 2.5 crores. And how many cycles are there running? Overall in a month, maximum 45 cycles. This is the investment of the smart city project. It is far beyond. These were many things. This is a very big story, because 559 houses were dismantled, 100 shops were dismantled, more than 300 trees were broken or maybe shifted. I don't know what happened to them, but still there is no such development in the smart city project in Bhopal. So we just see the pictures of Seoul and Bogota, their smart transportation, and we copy here in Delhi and Ahmedabad. Delhi, it was a disaster, so it was then discontinued. Ahmedabad, it was a big success, so it is being continued. So as I told, every city will have a different flavor, so we have to first experiment it on a small scale, not on a very big scale that crores of money of the taxpayers are being spent over here. This is how the parking is also happening. We see the parking of these Western countries, we try to build in India, and this is happening. This is a real newspaper report that the parking is having the capacity of 1,000 cars, but there are only 40 cars parked inside, and rest of the 400 cars are parked outside on the road only. This is the facts, the newspaper facts. Then what happens to the water? In Bhopal, I have studied the water. The water has gone 20 meters below the normal level after this development happened, because the trees were cut, the soil is been removed, and now there is a built-up, so the water has gone down to 20 meters. Okay, let's forget everything about it. That is all government problem. This is not a problem. Government is having money, they will spend it, they will make smart roads. Why to worry so much? So this is second challenge. This is a building in London, that is the Kensington, which got a fire in 14 June 2017, and it was a 24-story very nice building, but 72 people died, and the fire was lasted up to 60 hours there in London. The story behind this is that the building was like this before. On the left hand side, it was having this normal cladding, but the people said, residents said that they changed the cladding to look smart, and the cladding was changed into some PVC material, and they had a new cladding. This building now was looking very nice, very smart. And then this was the cause that this building is now called as a domestic building, because when it caught fire and when it was being termed that there is something wrong in this building, it was not heard. The new cladding and the old surface was having some gap between it, because they didn't remove everything, they just made a new cladding over this old building. So there was an air curtain in this gap, and this air curtain acted like a matchstick and a stack effect when the fire broke out. Otherwise it would have been stopped, but just because of this thin air curtain in this new cladding and old cladding, the building burnt and 72 people expired in London. I'm not talking about India. So this is the unknown materials, that is the foams, the plastic connectors, the insulating materials, which are now very much dangerous to us, because they are not following any norms right now. We ourselves are bringing the degraded materials because they are cheaper, and we are changing our homes into the smart homes. Now, the one who told me how many lakh sensors were there? How many lakhs were there? Anyone who remembers how many sensors?
23 lakhs.
23 lakhs. Okay. So if there is some from civil engineering background, you must be knowing that you are fitting everything, every 23 lakhs of sensors. The equipments are fitted where? Either on the walls or on the columns or in the floor or on the roof. There are 4 things in your room. So your column and your beams get punctured whenever you put one sensor to it. This puncture in your structure, 23 lakhs punctures. Just imagine what will happen to the building. And these punctures in the structure are not known by the civil engineer also, that there will be 23 lakh punctures in my building. And what happens? Suddenly, if some part of the building got dismantled or some broken, and then the investigation is done, what happened? Because he is not knowing that his building or his structure will be having 23 lakhs punctures. This is the challenge number 2. Then challenge number 3, your health. This is the last part. So the heat is generated per hour by the concrete. You can see this is the British thermal units, which is 1005 joules, 65 million BTU per hour from concrete, 1.2 billion by outside to inside by concrete. By polycarbonate, 3.6 billion BTU heat is generated. 2 billion BTU from the plywoods, which you are using in your house. From fiberglass, it is 8.3 billion. The total, I stopped the total because I'm not a mathematician. I tried to do the total, but I stopped at Fahrenheit because I could not calculate more than this, that how many temperature heat is generated. And I thought that I'm wrong. So I approached some of the researchers, and then they gave me this simulated model that yes, your buildings are too hot because of the use of this polycarbonate, glass, fiber, concrete, because they have their own emissions. The concrete is emitting them himself, the steel is emitting, and that's why we feel heat more in urban areas, which we call as the urban heat island. This is the main reason. Then comes your health. How many ACs are there? Now this is almost the last 2-3 slides. How many ACs are there in the picture? Can anyone just count? So long time.
35 to 40.
35 to 40. Good, very good. So there are 35 to 40 air conditioners here, and this is a very normal picture in every commercial area. And the science says that 550 liters of oxygen is needed by a person per day. To make 550 liters of oxygen, we need 11,000 liters of fresh air. in which 19% of oxygen is must. Okay, but how many air conditioners from this picture will be getting 11,000 liters of air? I don't think any of the air conditioner is getting 11,000 liters of fresh air, and hence this 19.5% oxygen is not available to you, because the air conditioners make you close the windows. You close the window, then you put on the AC. So you have stopped the fresh air, and even the AC is not getting the fresh air, and that's why you are having the low oxygen levels in your body, and this low oxygen then leads to cancer, because cancer cells don't need oxygen. This is the fact why without having cigarette smoking or anything, you are getting cancer or other such type of diseases. That's why this is again a bit point for your health, that how to go for this. So what should we do? Because it is very easy for us to blame anyone, and here I am sitting blaming the smart city people. No, but this is my duty to bring some revolution or some change. So what should we do? We should try to replace the new with the old, or old with the new. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is basically only pictures that I would like to request you to learn something from the old buildings, and try to have a new technique in your building. Just like your the example which I always give, that just like you are driving a kinetic wearing a sari, then you call, oh my god, she's modern as well as she is traditional. So this is something which I would request to reuse and recycle from the old buildings to the new buildings. Incorporate the new techniques which are very much necessary, but also preserve the old materials. And this slide I showed that none of the government or none of the people will go back and bring all these things outside. In my area, there are 3 pipelines been going on: the sewage pipeline, the Narmada line, the Airtel line, the BSNL line, maybe the Vivo company is also bringing. They all are digging and they are bringing these things below this soil, but none of them is coming back. None of the company came back and removed this from the soil. So just imagine the first 3 meters of your earth is having all these types of e-waste or other waste. I told about the maintenance of your buildings. The building made by you will require maintenance after 15 years, and it will be again harming the economy as well as the environment. So this is how when I calculated everything from the first slide to this last slide, the total figure came out to be 8,000 years for the fixtures to get decomposed. I don't know what will be the new generation saying about to us, that what did you do? And the last challenge I spoke about this Albert Hubert sir, who says that one extraordinary man is required to work efficiently for the technology, not the technology should overpower the human. So this is after lockdown, the unemployment has increased. I just had a survey in the smart city, and they say that we need 120 maybe traffic police people. The applications they received is 4,000 applications, but they still went on for the cameras and for the other things. The cameras worked very fine for first 3 months, and now the cameras are demanding maintenance, and the budget for renewing these cameras is 1.2 crores. Whereas what will be the salary of this 120 people, those were needed by the thing? Maybe 10,000 per month. You just calculate what is the salary ratio, what is the human efficiency, and then you just compare. Now the cameras are not working, there are accidents, there are many things happening, and the budget is being sent to the central government. When the budget will come, then the camera will get repaired. By that time, why don't you give job to the 120 people or 4,000 applications? Those are already ready to work, and they will work. Maybe there will be some human errors. So errors is there in technology also, like my screen share stopped. This is the technology error. Technology is also having errors. Why did you just say that humans are making errors? This is how we have to choose between the humanity versus the technology. Somewhere we have to bridge this gap by the architectural solutions. Since this is an architectural college with very flourishing college, I can see the sir is working very efficiently. The whole staff is having a very good futuristic view for this college. So I request the students to bring nice architectural solutions for the energy efficiency of the building and to create some employment in the country, maybe by using all these fabricated things. That is the reusing. The IIT Madras is having a good example of 3D printing as well as this gypsum board houses. This is Shinto Paul who is working on this. We can contact Shinto Paul sir, you can contact me. We can work for these things. We can learn from the town planning, which is the subject in 4th year. You can learn from this town planning and ancient science that how to use better solutions for this technology based. use the local materials, passing, cooling, heating techniques, etc. And you will get wonderful answers for the things, and definitely then you can come out. This is my last slide, that effective use of the technology, balanced development, environmentally sensitive, human-centric approach is needed. Recycle as many things you can recycle, and maybe safety and resource management should be the priority whenever you design even a single brick. If you're making a wall of 6 meters, 3 meters, just see how many bricks are needed there. And this wise use of technology can help you to bring more efficient architectural solutions. Thank you. Hope this was not boring. So now you can ask questions.
Excellent talk. Excellent talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your effective presentation.
So
Any
now
questions?
I would like to start the questions answer session.
Yes.
Participant can ask their questions and queries.
Yes, I have one question, ma'am.
Yes.
What are the impacts of smart city technology on lower class families like slum areas? Because in urban areas, there will be every class of people. So what is the impact of smart city on that slum area people?
There are already impacts going on in this area, because the smart city people have come up with this redevelopment or reshifting of these slum areas. They are being given this EWS houses under the PMIY scheme. So first of all, you should know about this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana schemes. They are taking some portion of the urban land. They are building the houses on the EWS houses for these settlements, squatter settlements, and then they are using their squatter settlement site for something else. So the theme is very good. They are relocating these things. But what is happening that when you are having an EWS population, they have multiple functions going on, maybe on ground floor. Like the things which I visited, they were having ships and boats inside the houses, because he was a milkman. So he was having goat, he was having cow, he was having buffalo. Suddenly you are transferring him to a 4th floor house, which is having 1 bedroom, 1 toilet. And where should he take his cows? Where should he take his goats? So this is for one thing is happening, that one thing the smart city people is giving them employment, but they are not that much of tech savvy. Suddenly they are being asked to use this GPS, GIS, and they have to do the survey. They don't know about all this survey. So first thing is you have to make them environmental, technological friendly first. Teach them how to do this. If you relocate these squatter settlements, make the survey first, that what is the need of these squatter settlements, and then you can change their life. But suddenly moving them something from your own house to another house is really difficult for them. And then another chaos which happened there, that the squatter settlement was displaced 5 kilometers away from the area which we are living. So what happened? The area which they were surfing or servicing, someone was maid, someone was driver, someone was electrician, someone was like this. So it was very difficult for them to come back to the work. So in 2 years, the local resident, 5 kilometers of radius of people started complaining that no, my maid is not coming, my driver is not coming, my electrician is not coming, my plumber is not coming, because suddenly the things were displaced. One thing you displace in the urban area, 5 kilometers, 10 meters of radius is being affected. So we have to think for the longer solution, not a shortcut solution. Just give them houses. I hope you get my point.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Sohel.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Nandini Buzarburwa from 5th semester.
Yes.
I would like to know whether the concept of smart city and smart buildings, it follows the traditional methods and techniques of architecture, or like is it solely dependent on modern technology?
If you see the objectives of the government, they have told infrastructure, that is water supply, sanitation, digitization, transport. So nowhere it is mentioned that new buildings will be a major part of this smart city thing. They have commercial offices, they have all these things, but nowhere it is the architectural solution mentioned that this will be architecturally very, very well designed. It is a part of the proposal. The proposal is very big for Pan India. It starts from the sewage line, water supply line, electricity, transportation, and then some commercial complexes. Only 50 acres of area is being designated in your city. Your city is 7,000, 5,000. I don't know how much big your city must be. Out of that, only 50 acres of area will be known as the CBD area, which will be converted into a very commercial area, center business district. So looking to the scale, the architectural component is very less right now.
We have received number of questions and queries. Ma'am, I will read out the questions one for you.
Yes.
How smart city can improve life of urban informal workers and for urban poor? Is it section of people is left behind in the smart city?
There are two parameters in urban life. If you are having at least the digital content in the hands of this normal people, which we say as the common man, at least he or she is capable of getting the emergency things available in his hands. The mobile apps, if they are working nicely, like for Swachh Bharat app, if it is working, and if it is a common man also, and if he is complaining and if the complaint is getting solved, then I can say that yes, the common man or the informal people are also getting benefited by the schemes. And where they are neglected, if the scheme is having the app which cost 500 rupees, or which is the bicycle which cost you 270 rupees for one ride, I don't think the informal public will be using. They will be better walking 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers. So this is also one economical survey which is lacking somewhere behind. Then third comes that informal people have very different kind of necessities. Their necessities, monthly income, the basic facilities in your house, that is light, water, gas, the grocery, and education for the children. If these basic things are being touched by the smart city objectives, then it is beneficial for these informal people or any other people. But these things at EWS level, then MIG level and HIG level, the things are changing. But for them, availability of the resources as good as another person in the city is much more important. They are getting benefited only in the terms of digital world. Like my driver, he is very happy to go with me in the market because there it is a free Wi-Fi in the smart city area. So many times he says that if you are going to the market, you take me with you because that is free Wi-Fi. This is how I found that he is happy with that free Wi-Fi also. Though he is not having money enough, or though he is not having that buses to come to my house, he comes 4 kilometers walking to my house. I many times told you that you take that bus, but there are only 2 buses running, which are very odd timings. This is what the facility is there. I agree that buses are running, but the timings are so different that the people are not able to accommodate in that facility which is provided by the government. So somewhere we have to bridge this gap. What I am saying, that if my driver needs bus at 8 o'clock, there should be bus at 7:50 or say 8:50 or 8:05 or 8:30. But if the bus is there at 11 o'clock, then it is of no use to him also. This is what is happening.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Now
you.
I would like to request A.I. Jyotimani Das sir to give a vote of thanks. Thank you.
Ma'am, but before that, I have one last question actually. Can I?
Yes, yes, sir.
Actually, I want to ask one question regarding how the smart transportation or sustainable transportation can be taken in smart cities, because as you have shown one of the example, like about the road and all, for the cyclists and all, so they don't have enough spaces, or the construction is not up to the mark, the things and all. So how those things of those kind of things can be incorporated, or what is the solution for that?
The solution now, this is like in September only I went to the smart city office, and they were having, means they have requested us to make a survey again to see what kind of public is going there, how many punctures are there in the smart city road. Basically, when you see a developed country, the things, the road is not having any puncture. That is, if you miss one turn, you have to go 5 kilometers, 7 kilometers front, and then you come back to the same point where you missed the turn. But here what is happening, the facility is there, but there are many punctures, that this colony is having this thing, this colony is having this thing, so we need more type of punctures. This way they are something, the same thing is being not used perfectly. So what they are doing for this is they are now again surveying that which area is having more demand, how many minutes of things are needed for to reaching these things, and then accordingly the junctions will be replaced, and the punctures in the colonies and the roads will be again redesigned. So this is one of the solutions they are doing. What was your next question?
That was it. That was a question.
Acha, okay.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you for all the insights, whatever you have given. Yes. Sir.
Yes.
Yeah, Jyotimani, just before you conclude it,
Yeah.
with the vote of thanks, I'd like to say a few words to our learned speaker for the. She's been excellent, an eye opener for our students and large in the architect fraternity. But Madam, I request you,
yes, sir.
this architecture solution, I
yes,
think you should work extensively on this, because see,
yes,
many a times you talk about the problem,
yes.
the problem, but
yes.
the solution is very important.
Yes, yes.
And since you have mentioned this architect solution, that's a very, very like an important, I think, app for the day.
Yes.
Because many, even Guwahati also announced as a smart city, but Guwahati, no, I don't think so it'll be able to absorb that smart city, what you are trying to tell us. But
Yes.
Guwahati's got a lot of local potential and sustainable materials for a local, like, you know, for bamboo and other things can be
Yes,
used
definitely.
extensively. And because it's available, this availability is so much, then we can do that, you know.
Yes, yes.
So
yes, sir. We have already started. Means in my this is the new architecture department. The aim which I am having here is to make my like architecture department vernacular based adaptive architecture to the new technology. So first we will be studying the vernacular architecture of every area of not only India but everywhere, and how to use these local materials. We have already asked many architects, those who are using these local materials, local solutions of passive cooling techniques. And then we are having a collaboration with the Madhya Pradesh Urja Vikas Nigam, that is the ECBC, which is working for this energy conservation. So by blending this energy conservation and my architectural solutions with some sensors which are not environment disaster to the environment, we are coming up with a model house which will be an architectural solution in real sense for not only energy but also for economy of the country. Like we had this nano car in 1 lakh rupees. So we have to be ready with such solutions after COVID. Also now we need very immediate isolation rooms, which are now the standards are being coming up. So we are trying to have this ECBC rules, the energy building rooms, and most important is the climate responsive architecture, or maybe the vernacular architecture, which now again is being demand and again is needed here.
Yeah. Also, Madam, I think Madam Sheetal, you will be able to help me and throw some light on this. I have always in my mind to start a research center in our college for a sustainable materials in and around that.
Okay.
If you know about the background of the Northeast.
Sir, you are muted, sir.
And that in the long run, it will help us to, you know, like we can pattern certain items. And,
yes, yes, sir.
Like, you know, it can be marketable. It can be done in marketable in future, whatever it is. But I want some help. I will get in touch with you. I need some help.
Definitely.
To start something in our college. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much that you have thrown.
Thank you, sir. I hope students will get some insight, though online lectures are not that good nowadays. It will be a good thing for me to visit Guwahati, see you in person.
You must sometime. I'll
and then I am definitely sure they will be asking more than 50 questions. But in online, it is like, anyhow, they will start seeing the time and they will be running. So no issues. I will come Guwahati and I will call you to VIT Bhopal also, sir, one day. So we can have some workshops in collaboration. So on vernacular architecture, basically.
Sure. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you for calling me, and thank you for giving me this chance. And audience, you listen to me patiently. That is again a major thing. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So it's an honor to give the vote of thanks. Myself, Jyotimani Das, assistant professor of this college. It's an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks for this wonderful and informative webinar session. So on behalf of our college and the entire team here, so I extend my gratitude to our honorable chief guest speaker, Dr. Architect Sheetal Sharma ma'am, to take some time from her busy schedule and to grace the event with her knowledge. So we have been fortunate to have a renowned identity like you, ma'am, from academics, from research, from the industry and various other areas. Thank you, ma'am. So I'm sure our students have benefited with all the information and knowledge which you have provided today. And it was a great learning session, ma'am. So we would like to have more sessions from you in future, surely. So I would like to thank our managing trustee, architect Avani Das sir and Daksha ma'am, CEO Sahil Das sir, architect Sahil Das sir. So I would like to thank our principal, architect Digamba Das sir. I would also like to thank architect Parangam Sharma sir for coordinating this event very nicely, and also our host engineer Kashmir Deori ma'am, so who's the host of the event to take the entire session to the end very smoothly. So I'm very much thankful to the entire participants, my colleagues, as well as all my dear students to make a successful event one. So I thank with that. So with that, I would like to end the session and help ask Kashmir ma'am to end the session. So thank you, everyone.
It was a very wonderful session. Thank you so much for everyone. We will meet again in the next webinar of GCAP Insight. And once again, thank you, Dr. Sheetal Sharma ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.